Nice to meet you
Nice to
guys.
meet you too.
It's an honor to be with you. Years, after many years, you were active. You had a breakup, and then you are active again. I think with a great lineup.
Thank
And
you.
now you're in Brutal Assault. And what are your general feelings about this festival?
Well, first off, the history in this building is probably insane. So I want to take as much. There's one corridor you walk down and they have like some of the history. So I want to find out more about this place because I love old history and things. So it's a phenomenal building. So just to be here and play and have a second chance to be here with the best group that I think we put together is just an honor to be here. For me.
Okay. As everybody may know, your new members are two of them are from Turkey, and probably that's why you chose Istanbul as the first gig. What were your feelings about the Istanbul gig? How did it happen?
That first gig was really, really kind of emotional for everybody because you know we were playing songs that we haven't played in how many years? Just
Long time.
a long time. And I tell you what, it was a sold-out show, and the crowd was singing along to every single song that night, and it really made us feel just welcome back, I guess you could say. And to be able to honor Samir and Berzan, with that being where they're from, even made it more special. So it was really a cool. I think we spent like a whole week there. We were able to just tour every different area of Istanbul, eat a lot of delicious food, and have a great show. And that was kind of the kickoff of where we are now. And it was something pretty special.
I wanted to be there because I'm living in Turkey too. But
Blow it!
but I couldn't do that.
Yeah.
But I could watch a lot of videos on YouTube. But it was really a massive show. And
Yeah, it
you
was
can
fun,
see
man.
that.
It was a rememberable one, for
Yeah.
sure.
And the new members have been chosen after a long audition process, of course. And now I think there is a beast on stage. Every member is doing their duties at its maximum. You really sound marvelous and performing really good. And I guess now it's time to write some new stuff. What do you think about that?
Oh yeah, that's definitely in the mix. But I think the first step was just to see if we can find the right guys that we enjoy to play with, and then get out and see how the songs go that we already know before we do anything else, right? You know, you have to have a family, and then you start thinking about what you're going to write and things like that. So that's definitely coming for sure, and we have some window cut out for that time frame. But right now, once again, it's seeing how everyone moves together as a unit on stage and just enjoying the moment of just getting back out. And then music, of course, is on the way. But,
This is
anything
just
you
the
wanna add to that?
this is just the first leg of this tour, and it goes until August 15th.
Yes.
We're doing some select one-off headline shows. We're doing some shows with Sabotage, opening for them, and some festival dates. And then we have 2 weeks off, and then we go out with Judas Priest in September for about 3 weeks to open for them, which we're very grateful for.
Yes.
And then we have October through March slated to write and record our new album. So everything's kind of planned out perfectly, and that's where we are right now.
I hope so. Before your first breakup, a few years before the breakup, before the last album you recorded, I think that Nevermore was one of the most prominent metal bands in the world. Maybe if you would ask a metal fan and say 5 or 10 biggest names, I'm sure you would be one of those bands. It's very clear. But somehow you decided for a breakup and you were not around for some time. And what do you think? How do you think you will gain the same momentum again and just go ahead with the new stuff?
You gain the same momentum.
Momentum, acceleration, I mean.
Yeah, that's a hard. I don't know.
I mean, momentum is
It's a natural
it's a
thing.
natural thing,
It's
right?
a natural
Yeah.
occurrence.
So
yeah.
if we think about too many things that are out of our control, you can't control those things. The only thing that we can control is the people that we're pulling into this. We know there's
Can
going to
you
be
please?
oh yeah,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
people we're pulling into this. We know there's going to be killer music coming. We trust in all the guys. So if we're really happy with things, then the momentum will build on its own, and it's already begun. So I think that's something that we can't really say. It's just going to be.
Yeah.
And I believe in it 100%. Jeff believes it 100%. The guys we have believe in 100%. And so far, the crowds have really embraced us already. So the momentum is probably stronger in a weird way than we had before. Because we already have a record deal laid out. We have great management. We have great crew. We have great booking agency.
Yes.
So all of this momentum is just going.
It's
already.
building,
It's
yeah.
already building. Like you said, you enjoyed the show. I think that's great. That means you're on board with us. And we welcome you on board with us.
Yeah.
It might not be for everybody because, you always have someone that's like, whatever. But if we just keep what we believe in, the momentum will carry us to where we need to
You
be.
can't reflect too much on the past either. You know, it's like
Yes.
you can bring it up and stuff like that, and it is what it is. And the band broke up, and we tried certain things to keep it together, but it just didn't happen.
Yeah.
And with that being said, the band, broke up, but now it's a whole new thing. It's a completely whole new thing, and we're trying to take that to the next level now. And here we are. We've arrived again. So,
we appreciate that here you are.
Yeah.
It will be a question about the past, but in a different way. How are you planning to build the chemistry and make it a solid?
I mean, that's another thing where it builds on its own. You can't examine things too much. That's why we just see we're doing things backwards. We wanted to get out, see how we gel together as Van said, as musicians and all that. And you build a camaraderie between band members and friendships and being out on the road and laughing and that's all we've been doing, man, on this whole thing. Van and I had a long discussion just the other day about how we really want to put things in the past, because at some point in your life you really need to move on, just for your general health. You know what I'm saying? It's so important. So we can look back at the past and say, hey,
There was good times.
there was good times and there was bad
Of course,
times.
of course.
And
Unfortunately, it ended on a sour note.
yeah, and that's another reason we wanted to
didn't
bring
want
it
to
back.
end it on
you
a
know?
sour note.
We didn't want to end it. We want to continue on and do good things and positive things and write killer music and that's I don't know. That's all I can really reflect on.
Now, being musical veterans, what do you think? Which is more important, friendship or professionalism?
Well, they're in a band. They're both important, but obviously professionalism. It's also a business. We have a
of
crew.
course.
We're paying for a bus. We have people that are invested in us. We're invested in ourselves. So everyone has to be kind of professional to some degree. I mean, we're here having fun too. It's not all just business, but everyone that's here knows the main goal is to have a killer show and connect with everybody that comes to see us, to get away from your problems and bullshit that's happening in life, and we all just have a killer time together. Go home, it's like, I'm back at work, whatever, and I just seen a great show last night, and inspire any other musicians to do the same things, whatever. So that professionalism should be there, so that one guy that screws up professionalism, it reflects on everybody. So we want everybody to be just as professional as we've tried to be through the years. And sometimes it works, sometimes you need to just adjust. But we're right on the right track. Friendship is great too. If you have both, then there's no stopping you. And so far we seem to have both.
I think everybody's on the same page right now, and
Yes.
that can be really electric. When everybody's like thinking the same way, the performing at 99.9% of their ability, it's going to make the band that much more powerful.
That's
And that's where we're
very
at.
important.
Yeah.
That's why I say it's like a beast on stage. Jeff was for a while in Arch Enemy, and are you guys interested in different genres of metal music? More extreme, maybe.
I am, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm into everything really. Like, I love extreme music like Cryptopsy.
Yeah.
That's just like insane. You know, I don't really write music like that, but it's like I like to listen to it when I'm in a certain mood.
So you
But
like
after a
technical stuff?
Oh, I love
Yeah.
technical stuff like Meshuggah and all that. But when I get home from a tour, I also like to listen to different kinds of stuff that'll bring me down. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Or, you know, I go back to what I grew up with. Bands like Queen or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
70s progressive stuff like that. Even Van, you know, he's not into one type of stuff. He's into... We got an eclectic array of different
Yes.
things we listen to in our lives, you know. And for me, it all just happens for whatever mood I'm in at the time.
Do you have any bad side albums that you listen to often from time to time for years?
I've always any kind of genre.
Any kind of genres.
Rush. I love listening to Rush. I love listening to Thin Lizzy. I love to listen to Kansas. I love to listen to 70s feel good music, Earth, Wind and Fire, some salsa music. I can listen to all the time, and you know, Sabbath. I can listen to some old Sabbath, some Dio Sabbath, some Ozzy Sabbath. You know, just whatever. Like
Stuff you
Jeff
grew
was-
up with, you know?
Like Jeff said, anything that's, you know, you're in the mood for something. Some days you're not in the mood for some things, you know. So, yeah, have a lot of stuff there that you can make your day feel good about, you know.
And Jeff, would you name a few bands?
Of course, yeah. Like my father had a huge record collection growing up, so he had a bunch of Queen's albums in there. Grew up with like Queen 1, Queen 2, News of the World, all that stuff. So I love Brian May. I love early Van Halen. I love Thin Lizzy, like John Sykes era. He's just a
John
phenomenal
Sykes, yes.
guitar. He was a phenomenal guitar player. And what else? A lot of classical music. Grew up with a lot of classical stuff as well, like Bach, Mozart, you know, things like that. Where some of my style came from too, in guitar playing.
Do you have a guitar hero to say?
Mostly, really, you know, I grew up with Randy Rhoads and Eddie Van Halen, but when Yngwie came onto the scene, it kind of changed my life, you know. And, I remember the first Rising Forest record where the whole, you know, the guitar was being held up. I think I wore that damn thing out, you know. I listened to that millions of times.
Do you have a favorite drummer?
Neil Peart, I loved for years.
Yeah.
Eddie Van Halen is another monster, you know. Probably listened to a lot of that. Kiss was the first record I remember, you know, air drumming to, or putting on the couch and listening to Kiss, and even doing some Gene Simmons with Ketchup, you know. Bunch of kids, knuckleheads.
Get the tin foil out, wrap it around you and shit.
Dude, I was
Just like-
Peter Criss for Halloween when I was a kid. Yeah, so those were probably the ones that really made me realize I'd like to play drums.
Yeah. And I'm allowed to ask one more last question. What are your nearest future plans for now?
Nearest future plans?
Yeah.
For the band, getting through these shows, and then we're doing the pre-stuff that we can't wait to do as well. And then we have some time to chill, and then we have some time to write, and then we have some stuff coming in 27, some more shows. So yeah, we have a lot on the plate, and just to stay focused and create cool art for the band, and just make Nevermore a new chapter for this going forward.
Will you two are you planning to write the music, or the whole band is gonna engage
Everybody's
in
gonna be
music
involved
writing?
in a way.
Ah,
Yeah, everybody's going to be involved in a way. I think even when I was writing back in the day, I would kind of throw most of the stuff together, and then Van would come in and say, "Hey, why don't we move that part around or whatever?" And then he would, you know, put different vibes in drumming ideas in there, you know, and work on different arrangements and things like that. But I think we have a lot of talented musicians in this band, so why not utilize everybody, you know? We don't want to have it just be the Van and Jeff show. That'd be boring. So I think everybody's going to put a little bit of color on the palette, and that will make the Nevermore record.
okay. Thank you very much for taking
you,
your
man.
precious
Thank you, man.
time.
Thank you.
Thanks.